I just wanted to make sure that I'm not speaking out of turn. A minute. Hey, Renee.
Oh, hello.
Doing okay? Let's see what we got here.
9 o'clock, sir.
9 o'clock. Hey, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Under the Texas
Under the
flag,
Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Good morning, guys. Anyway, okay, public testimony. Anybody not on the agenda can appear before the court at this time. Not be. Yeah. Hey. Huh?
And for the last 31 years, 9 months, the county has been pitching my building. At the end of my term, that's when I was. So I already had talked to back in June, and he advised me to talk to my brother. I talked to Mike Rivera, and he said to let you all know that what I was going to do. And so it's the responsibility of you guys are the next GP that comes in, provide himself an office. And if we have to, I would be willing to go until the next person is ready and you guys. Either way, one of the things I have to let you know that you all have a contract with Champions. And I'm already paying for the water. You used to pay for the water, now in July. I can't do that with the light because you all have a contract that goes all the way to May of next year. So if you cut it off in May, then you have to pay the termination, close to $500. So you decide what you want to do with that. If you decide not to, just wait till the termination. I'll pay the light bill, bring the bill and check to the auditor until that is over. You don't have to pay the termination. Then I'll just pay it to them and then I'll pay the light and line on that. Can't do it now. I tried and they said no. That Champion said no. So I will be going to the basis. I just want to let you all know with plenty of time. I thought saying it in June was cool, but I didn't before you. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you for your years of
Anybody
service.
else? Line item number 4, hold 2023 budget workshop. Okay, guys, before we start, I just want to make a statement, in behalf of the commissioners and the county judge. We will probably be proposing a 5% or 3% salary increase to all general, road and bridge, full-time, part-time employees, elected officials, but to exclude granted funded employees, county officials that receive supplements from the state. They would be excluded. So that's we're proposing that. So, and another we're also gonna propose on our retirement system, where we went from 2% to 2.5% to 2%. We want to retroactive back to 17 and reinstate 2.5. That is huge, guys. That's more important than any little raise you're getting. That is huge. And the first of the year, if you go to your retirement system, you will see how it'll change. It's gonna really reflect the increase. So to me, that's huge. If we can do that, we're gonna be okay. So in me saying that, we're okay. We're gonna go to the departments now, and I think the constables are first. I think Mr. Adamandez, you wanted to speak in behalf of all of them.
I'd like to speak to you, and I'll have a little copy of it. Here's what you got. Let's see. This data was obtained from the U.S. Department of Energy. There's something that I would like to address, and I know that everyone present here today, especially our sheriff, and you commissioners as well, is our fuel expenses. And that's what I'd like to visit with you about this morning. On behalf of the constables that received the travel allowance, and what I did is I wanted to try to ascertain, to try to understand exactly what the fuel price has done since January of 2022 to August, when we were provided, or when we were served with our proposed budgets. And so if you see there, what I did is, and I went to, again, the source data is from the U.S. Department of Energy, the U.S. Energy Information Administration, which is a part of the U.S. Department of Energy. And they broke it down and they provided with weekly, and these gas prices are reflective of Texas gas prices. So trying to get an understanding about the actual amounts and stuff, and not just pull figures out of the air, but to actually go to a source, a credible source. You can see in January, the average price per gallon, and you can see it's broken down by week 1, 2, 3, 4. There are some months that have 5 weeks and some that don't. So you'll see there in January, it had actual a 5th week, and you can look all the way across. And at the end, the average price in January was $2.93 a gallon. And then what I did is I went down and broke it down into February, March, April, May, June, July, and down to August. And you'll see there at the time that we got served with our proposed budgets, that's where I stopped calculating this. Anyway, for August, it came out to the average of $3 and it's 3.512, so it's $3.51 a gallon. And then what I did is at the very bottom, you'll see down there 3.741 in the very bottom right corner. What I did was I averaged out all of the months for January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and August. And you can see there the average price that we paid for the whole year so far, year to date, was $3.74. So what I did was deducted the $2.93 up at the top in January from the $3.74, and it came out to like 81 cents a gallon higher that we've been paying per gallon. That equates to a 27.5% increase in the cost of fuel that we've been paying. So I respectfully request that we be provided with a commensurate increase in our travel, which is 27.5%. Now, what that would equate to is like an additional, say for me, it would equate to $16.50 more a day for fuel. And that's based on a 5-day week, 52 weeks in a year. Now, to be quite frank, I hardly work 5 days. Normally I work 6 and many times even 7 days a week. But I average this out, or I calculated this based on a 5-day week, 52 weeks in a year, would provide me with $16.50 additional for gas at this 27.5% increase. We've not had, and I've gone back to the record, we've not had an increase in our travel allowance in some years, in a few years. And I sincerely appreciate, honorable members of the court, your kind consideration and your sensitivity. I'm referring back to the remarks that Mr. Garcia presented just a while ago. I'm grateful and I thank you. This travel allowance is what we use to pay for our gasoline and of course our tires, our insurance, and all of these things. So it's a cumulative total that's what we're respectfully asking. Now, the constables, and you'll see there at the bottom that receive the travel allowance are Constables Precinct 1, 4, 5, and 6. Those are the ones that, those are the constables that use our own we use our own personal vehicles. And so we have that travel allowance. Constable Long has a county-owned vehicle, and he's on a separate type of setup. And the way he handles that, or that's afforded to him. We use our own personal vehicles. So that's how I came about that. And I just wanted to present that to you and respectfully request on behalf of the constables that we be allowed a 27.5% increase, like I said, which comes out to about $16.50 a day, additional money for gas, for fuel. Are there any questions,
Cindy,
por
did you get
favor?
one?
No, I didn't.
I can provide you
might wanna
one.
give Cindy a- There you go.
Is there any questions, por favor?
No, we just accept the request right
Yes,
now,
sir.
and then we'll figure it out.
Thank you very much for your time. Now we can break it down by constable, by
Okay.
precinct. Thank you.
Okay.
Cindy, at 27.5%, that's 4,290 additional.
Yeah. Anyway, Constable Precinct 1. Richard, are you there? Or-
Constable.
Albert.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're with the constables. I'm sorry. Constable, there you are. Sorry about that, Albert.
That's okay. On my proposed 2023 budget, as is proposed, I'm going down to miscellaneous supplies for 2023 is at 300. I was asking for an additional $200 to total 500. And on the supplies, just to explain,
We're having a hard time hearing you. There you
I don't know if it has to go higher or I got to get closer to it. But on the supplies, just for one body cam is $500. So I'm only asking for an additional two. I probably should be asking for more, but I'm conservative with my request and what I'd like for you all to consider. So I have two body cams, one for myself that was purchased by the sheriff, and I'm grateful for that, and one that was purchased through this fund here for my reserves, and they just rotate them. So, because you usually have just one working. Sometimes when we have events, we'll have more working, but we'll just have to work it out. So going to the conferences and associations, I have 1,500 for the proposed budget, and that covers one training a year. And at times like this year, I'd like to be able to attend two because they're having active shooter training at the next JP Constable conference in November. And I'm not about conferences, it's more about the training, but I'm not able to attend because I don't have the money to attend that particular one. So I was asking for an additional 1,500 so that I would have the option to be able to go to two trainings a year. And that would be a total of 3,000, but an add of 1,500 to that. I would like for you to consider that if all possible. Going to the radio maintenance, I believe it's been 400, but here it's across, it's just been zeroed out. I acquired two used Tahoes through the forfeiture fund. And just so y'all know what I have left on the forfeiture fund is $3,628, that's all I have. But what I've done in the past, just to install equipment in units, it's $1,000. So I was working with $400, but whatever I had in forfeiture, I was supplementing that to be able to equip the units that I have now, one being mine and the other one being the county's. So I've been able to do that because the sheriff's provided all his used equipment and IT's been able to get it going, and so has Alice Communication. So I'm thankful for the sheriff. On the repair of vehicles, now I have three. The only reason I have three is two as a backup. One will be the primary backup and one is the current reserve unit. They'll all be for reserves and they'll all be marked. And the work that is being done on them has been donated. They're getting painted and they'll be, striped out and everything. We're gonna try to have them parked here, but we had an incident here in the parking lot. So they've been staying at the extension office over there on Old Kingsville Road. So I was asking for 600 for that extra, which would be 2,200. And that would be for repair of vehicles, not mine, but the county-owned vehicles. Because I went to 1,600 pretty quick. And so what happens is I have a reserve that does body work and mechanic work. So we buy the parts and he donates his labor. And that's how we keep them going. So if y'all would consider that, I really would appreciate it. You do see my people out there working and routine patrolling and working the schools and helping out wherever they can, including myself. Going further down, there's miscellaneous. I had checked with Miss Cindy. I don't have a line item for it, but also my office is acquiring a canine this year. It'll be ready on October 7th. And it's also being purchased, not through us, but it's being purchased for my office. I've been a former handler for a long time, and I'll be able to work, and I was planning on working at least twice a week on the highway interdiction. So canine maintenance alone for that is 2,670. I don't have a line item for it, but I did put it under miscellaneous. It's 2,670 for the year. And other than that, everything else that's on there is okay. I didn't ask for anything else. Does anybody have any questions?
Any questions, guys?
On radio maintenance, how much did you ask for? Because you said you have 400.
That's all I had, 400. So, but I used to supplement it with a forfeiture, but it's just getting lower and lower. And I'm going to use that forfeiture money to work on the two Tahoes that I have. So that when somebody comes into work, they work 16 hours a month. I've increased it 2 more hours so I can cover the schools in the morning and the evenings. I'll always have a backup unit that they can load up on and take off. So the new computer that's being bought through the IT department, I'm going to install it in the reserve unit because I have one that I'm still using and it's working okay. And the one that's in the reserve unit, I'm going to transfer it to the next unit. So, I do the best I can with what I have.
So your request is what, 400?
On that note, the request for radio maintenance is an increase. I'm requesting $2,000 because the installation is included on the radio maintenance. The installation for one is $1,000. To take all the equipment off is another $800. So I don't plan on taking off any equipment right now. So I was asking for $2,000 on that.
I think Cindy's writing everything down, Albert, and go ahead.
I already covered everything. That's all I
Okay.
have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll consider the request.
Thank you.
Constable Precinct 3.
Sir, can y'all hear me okay?
Sure,
Can y'all hear me okay? Okay.
sure.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
It's kind of on the budget, filed a grievance for the vehicle and that was denied. So this is kind of a multifaceted request. So first off, I'm requesting a deputy constable for my office to be full-time. I have a county vehicle and I would like to put one in it. Our response times this end of the county sometimes are very undesirable. I have 2 reserves currently. There are non-paid positions. They have been very active in search warrants, narcotic investigations, several arrests. And I have two more reserves that are probably going to come online, but I'm requesting a full-time deputy for this office. We had one before. They were cut out of the budget several years back. Line item for the deputy constable is $38,000 for his salary. And the reason this is kind of multifaceted, if the salary for the reinstating the deputy constable is approved, I would also request a new patrol vehicle for this department. Our current vehicle is over 11 years old. It does have some safety issues coming up on some severe repairs. So if the deputy constable for my office would be approved, then I'm also requesting a new patrol vehicle for that deputy. And If that is also improved, an increase in the line item for gas, oil, and lube to 6,500. Being that I don't get a travel allowance, that would cover the fuel for the year, pretty close. So that's, if the deputy constable position is approved, then I'm requesting the new vehicle to go for that deputy constable. There's still some pretty good return value on the Tahoe that we currently have. Like I said, it's 11 years old. We can, whatever that's sold for, apply that for the purchase of that new vehicle. And so those three would pretty well go in hand, depending on if one's approved, the other two. If the deputy constable position is not approved, then I propose, like I said, I do most of my patrol in my personal vehicle. I do not get a travel allowance. So what I would like to do is turn that vehicle back into Jim Wells County, use my personal vehicle, and go ahead and implement the travel allowance for my department. So depending on how the commissioners see fit, make a decision on that. So that's my request on those three. Can I go ahead with the other? Do y'all have questions on that?
Just go right on ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, line item, I'd like to have one requested for an internet and air card for the mobile data terminal that I use. The current annual fee on that is $1,488. That is for the mobile data terminal and the internet air card that we use in the patrol vehicle. I'm also, after some litigation on some cases, requesting a line item for a county cell phone to be used for county business only. But if these defendants are doing a data discovery request, you do not want them to have your personal information. Requesting a county cell phone just for business, annual expense on that would be $1,265. Any questions so far?
Go ahead.
Okay. The other one is an increase in the maintenance for software and hardware for the Cropscene data system. It's like $1,988 some a year. So I'm requesting a $2,000 for the increase for the maintenance of software hardware. A line item for that, please. That was in there, that was taken out. So I'm trying to have that reinstated. And that's all I have at this time.
Got all that?
Jim, can you please email me that in writing? This is Cindy. All your requests.
All of them will do.
Thank you.
You bet. Bye.
There you go.
Any other questions?
Anything else, Jim?
That's it.
Constable Precinct 4.
He's not available today, Mr. Garcia. He was gonna go ahead and.
Okay, so he's okay.
He's okay with it.
Constable Precinct 5.
Honorable members, I sincerely appreciate providing me with audience today. The only thing I asked for is Constable Martinez talked about training. Right now I have $1,500 training on my budget. Last year I spent $2,526. I'm just asking if you could just up me from 1,500 to 25. We do have to go to additional trainings and stuff, and I think the 2,500 would be good enough to get me through the trainings that I need to get to. And that's really all that the radio maintenance. I will say this, I told you last time I'd purchased 2 black and whites, 2 Crown Victorias, and then I just purchased a Tahoe. I have a reserve deputy, and we have a K9, and we've been providing K9 services to our school district in Orange Grove. This is our 2nd year already. We provide those rounds for him, so that now with that Tahoe, we can use that also to put that K9 in to ride him to where he can get that done for us. I'm not asking for anything on that. The only thing I was asking for is just an extra $1,000. On the radio maintenance, I had 2 radios, and I used one on the black and white. I was gonna use the second radio for the car radio on that second black and white. But then I was expecting to buy this Tahoe, which I did buy the Tahoe. I had to put maintenance on it and all this, and I installed that radio into the Tahoe. So I incurred some expenses there. So and my current budget for radio maintenance is $360. If I could go to 500, I would appreciate you greatly. I think that would meet my need there. But other than that, that's all I'm asking for.
Any questions, Cindy?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Constable number 6.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know very much. Just give me $1 million and I'll be quite sit down right away. No, let's see, on travel, on batteries and tires, I would like to increase that to 500. The reason why, I'm gonna have to put new tires in that Tahoe that we serve use this year. Maybe next year we can take it off, but this year I'm gonna need it. And miscellaneous, I like to bring it up to, we'll double it up from 400 to add another 400, up to 800. And equipment, also double it up from 400 to another 400, make it 800. Since I have an office now, I don't know what supplies I'm gonna need or, what. I don't have any thing for my office here. So I think that would cover it. That's about it.
That's it?
That's it.
Got it, Cindy?
Yes.
We're depending on you, Cindy. I think that's all our constables. Next assessor, Mary, are you ready?
Not really, but here I come.
Do you have the page on it, Cindy? You have the page on the,
They are, I'm sorry, just, Mary's gonna let the sheriff go first because he has a meeting to attend.
okay, go ahead,
We
Sheriff.
have a 9/11 ceremony at 10.
You have the page number on the sheriff.
Thank you very much.
The sheriff is at 32.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bartolo, you called me this morning to see what color shirt I was gonna wear. Same color shirt. It's all right, I guess. Good morning. The only request that I'm making here is to let you know that the rental for the post office box went from $65 to $100. And also the prisoner detention from 31,000 increased to 80,000. As I've informed you before in the Commissioner's Court, that we have transported prisoners to different counties and paying up to $8,000 to $9,000 a month for inmate housing in different counties like B County and Clayburgh. And now we have a contract with Karnes City. So increasing that 31,000 to 80,000, and those $80,000 are not used, that they will not be moved to another line item. So requesting for that. Requesting from 30,000 to 40,000 increase on cost of repairs such as brakes and brake pads. After 40,000 miles, vehicles need to get this replaced. Also, Dr. Lopez's office met with me yesterday, day before yesterday, regarding some of the increases in medical. He gets paid $2,000 a month, whether he sees patients or not. He's increasing his cost to $2,500. And that is something that we're gonna have to consider. And some of the lab work that's gonna be made at his office has also increased from 2,000 to 500, which will be 2,500. He's been your medical doctor for the past 10, 15 years. So that's what we have available. And I'd like for the commissioners to also consider, and that's up to you, to consider possibly funding for a jail study in the near future, next year. I know that we discussed it in December. As you well know, we have an increase in inmates. We have a total of 7 more DPS officers that are making a lot of arrests. On a daily basis, we're having from 74 to 80 inmates. So take that into consideration in the event that you all decide to expand or add to the jail or do something, or we can continue to transport to different counties and pay them the $5,000 to $8,000 a month. That's all the requests we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Cindy. Yes, Sheriff, yeah, I'd like
You have to leave?
Sheriff,
Yes.
before y'all leave, I'd like to make a request to add on for you guys an extra animal control personnel.
Okay,
Because we've got a lot of issues within the county that people are complaining and concerns that haven't been addressed. Because it's just one man, he's having to cover the whole county, so I'm proposing to add another one. And would love to see if you guys, see if you could work them after hours and on weekends at a cost of $27,509.
okay. We had a meeting yesterday with,
So I met with Mr. Roquette, and he agreed to the deal, and we're supposed to meet with you. You've been real busy, so he said he was fine with it, and I proposed it, discussed it here,
and just to give you a heads up on it, we met yesterday with Ms. Bowen and met with the chief of police regarding, I want to say housing, but kennels.
yes.
That they have the availability. So that's another issue
Yes,
that
we're
And I have to
talking to
look
the
at-
city council right now.
in the event that
about
it
expanding that.
increases. So again, thank you all very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So we're adding that. Got it, okay.
Thank you, Mary. Appreciate it.
Mary. What pages are she on, Cindy?
Mary,
Got it? Good morning, Commissioners. I am asking again for an additional clerk because, as I've told you before, we're going to have a new program, which is a web dealer. And this program is not only for the dealers from Alice, but from all over Texas. So we're going to get another state computer, another bank account, and a clerk to keep up with all the car deals that come in. They must be checked, be corrected by the dealers. Once they're corrected, then the money is wired and deposited. And that clerk, I'm asking for $36,800. And also, I just want you to be aware that last month in our office, we dealt with $970,000. And the month before, almost $900,000. And I'm just gonna put this in parentheses. We don't have security, we don't have panic buttons, we don't have no exit in our office, we don't have anything of that. And you can imagine with all this money's coming in and people get agitated because of whatever reasons. So I just wanted to add that to this. Also, in travel, I would like to ask for $1,500 because we have the offices in Orange Grove and Fremont. And what I'm trying to do, like I had told Commissioner Chapa, that, and Commissioner Gonzalez also, I would like to open 2 days, an additional day in those outside offices, because we do have a good revenue coming in, especially Orange Grove. Orange Grove is always a busy office. So that is it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
Let me see, District Attorney, are you ready? Let me see.
Good morning.
sir.
My name's Lee Person. I'm the First Assistant District Attorney. Carlos Garcia had a personal matter that he had to take care of this morning, and he apologizes for not being able to appear before you. But as far as the budget for the District Attorney's Office, before I go into that, we are very intertwined and impacted by what happens with other departments within the county. And so the constables, the sheriffs, the expenditures that they've got to go through also impact what we've got to do and how we do it, like the housing of inmates, bringing them. We can't do anything without a body, and that incurs an expense. And we try to do everything we can to try to find efficiencies to where we can lower that cost. Right now, because of the pandemic, we're under emergency orders, and that allows the courts, the district courts and the county courts at law to operate under a Zoom or a video conferencing, where if the pandemic order is lifted, that portion of hearings is not allowed under the law. We would then have to be in person again. Bodies would have to be brought in. And there's expenditures with that, gas and all that other good stuff. So we're trying to get it to see if maybe the legislature will put that into the law to where it becomes a standard or permanent fixture for future settings for courts, because then it makes it a lot more efficient and maybe even less of a cost when we're presenting cases. Because we can then reach out to an inmate that's in a county on the entire, across the state, without having the sheriff have to go and pick them up and drive them back over here. So we're looking into trying to make things more efficient. But with that being said, the budget that was reviewed is good with what Mr. Garcia wants to do with the prosecution of our cases, felony cases, with the exception of two things that he did want to increase in that. One of them you've already addressed was the cost of living with staff members. So that one I'll just kind of let go to the wayside because you've already spoken on that. The other remaining one was trial expenses. Mr. Garcia is looking to have that increased to $15,000. And the reason for that is that I'm sure you have seen in the news of late that the medical examiner's office out of Nueces County, which we use because that's the closest one we can deal with, has been under some allegations and maybe even criminal investigations. Because of that, we cannot use the individual that did that particular autopsy or medical examination. Because of that, we now have to get another expert to review it. That means an additional cost. And that looks like for a foreseeable future. In addition to that, I believe in Nueces County, they've gone through a restructuring of that department in that office. And they've now, I believe, have more medical examiners. They're getting paid a lot more than what it was in the past. So those fees are going to go up. It's not going to get any cheaper. So, and those are typically going to be your homicides, those type of cases. It's not it's not every case that we deal with, but it is for those big murder cases and that type of thing. So we're asking for an increase up to $15,000 on that. And there was mentioned that 2 more positions that he was asking that you would approve onto the budget, but I believe it's all put into there, and then you can see as to what he put forth on that. And I think that's pretty much it that Mr. Garcia was looking for. Is there any questions that I can address?
Thank you. Any questions, Cindy? Got everything? We're depending on you, Cindy.
Were those positions attorneys or secretaries?
I'm not really sure. I believe they were a secretarial and maybe an investigation, but I would have to look at the budget that was submitted. And I apologize for not knowing that and answering your question. He submitted it and then he had a personal matter and asked me to step in at the last minute.
So he is asking for positions?
Well, I think there was, he says that each of the positions requested requires different qualifications. 2 require specific state licenses and have different duties associated with the specific positions. The listed positions are required in order to properly operate and administer the office. I would assume he was referring to, and this is a guess on my part, I really don't know, the Operation Lone Star.
Okay. But is it a grant funded employee or?
My understanding, those Operation Lone Star is grant funded, but it has to be paid up front and then reimbursed. And so all our grant positions that we have, we pay up front and then they're reimbursed by the state under the grant.
So are you not included in the requests? Or
I'll have to get back to you on that one.
You want to email me and then we
Yes,
can
yes,
clarify it with the
mhm.
court?
Yeah.
I'll email you.
Yeah.
And I'll need salaries on there also.
Okay.
You got it?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, county auditor, are you ready, Noe, or not yet?
I'm gonna have a meeting with the district judge on the
Yeah.
26th to set this up.
When are you having the meeting, Ethan?
The 26th.
26, okay. District clerk,
Good morning, Honorable
Morning,
Board.
Dave.
What page is he on?
12.
I have, yes, yeah, I'll get to her. Yeah. I do have one request, and it's in reference to salaries for my deputies. In front of you, I have given you a copy of information that I have obtained from the county auditor's office. And I'm only making reference to the district level, district clerk, district court, district attorney. As you see, I have circled the salaries for the district court in green and the district attorney in green, and my deputy clerks are in yellow. You can look at the comparison and you can see how off balance they are. My staff works very hard, ladies and gentlemen. You know, they are all deputy clerks. I just feel that they're on the lower end, you know, and I'd like to see some justice there and to bring them up. So for your consideration, I'm asking for $29,000 to be distributed to the different clerks based on tenure and position. And that is my final, that's my only request that I have. Again, you know, my staff works very hard, and it's, you know, I wouldn't put the county in this position, but I just think we need a balance here. You know, we're the lowest on the district level, and I'd like to bring them up. It won't put them even, but it'll be a start. And then I know that you're requesting, and I'm glad to see that you're requesting that we go back retroactive to 2017. And I thank you on behalf of my staff and myself, an increase also on the salary increase from 3 or 5%. Thank you so much. I think that the employees of the county work very hard, all of them, and you know they deserve it. Everything has gone up in prices, and I know it's a sacrifice. I know you all have a big job to do. I know people asking for a lot of requests, but I ask that you really look at my request and take a deep consideration, and hopefully we can get them to where they need to be. Thank you so much, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Okay, County Court of Law.
Good morning, Honorable Court, Commissioner Gonzalez, Commissioner Chapa, Commissioner Garcia, and Commissioner Gonzalez. Thank you for the opportunity of allowing me to be here before you this morning. First, on behalf of my department, and I would like to thank you all for considering the 3 to 5% pay increase for all employees in my department, and I also thank you for considering increasing the, or I guess re-implementing the 2.2 match on the retirement retroactive to 2017. I thank you on behalf of my staff. I've reviewed the proposed budget that was prepared by the auditor's office and presented to my office, and I don't have any change requests at this time. Thank you for all you do, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Hey, County Attorney, let's see what page is in. Here, 18. Or County Attorney. I'm sorry, we're at, yeah, County Attorney, Michael? Up there.
Something to say, because I spoke with him this morning, but he's not being on right now. Maybe you wanna come
County attorney. I don't see him up there.
He had
Okay.
something today.
Get back to.
He'll come in a while.
Okay, county clerk, JC,
Everything stays the same.
same, okay.
Thank you, Mr. Pettis.
Thank you.
District clerk, court. Did she have anything?
Just what she asked for, but not on this one.
Okay. Let me get,
Yes, she submitted, but she had no changes.
okay, yeah, okay, okay. Okay, we go to the JPs. Let me find them first. What page are they on, Cindy?
Start at 13.
Okay, JP number 1, Richard.
He's on there.
Is he muted?
Yep. There he is.
Hello,
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, apparently I'm having a camera issue. I'm trying to turn on the camera and it doesn't appear to be working here. Okay. If you can hear me, I guess that's fine. Well, good morning, commissioners. How you all doing this morning?
We're good.
Good, sir. Good morning.
Okay. Our office is requesting an increase. I didn't catch the first part of the meeting due to the IT issue here. But our office is requesting an increase for the 2023 budget year from $245,778.00 to $253,093.04. Increase is due to our office supplies. We have noticed that the prices are going up on just about everything, paper clips, typing paper, pens, anything you can think of, office supplies. And we are requesting from $3,800 to $41 and $4 for the next budget. Also, I have noticed that we're requesting for a salary increase for our clerks from current $87,638 to $94,649.04. The proposed budget increases are being requested because of a high cost of living that we are seeing. It's impacting everybody, including our clerks. According to the consumer price index inflation, we're at an all-time high. The price of food, real estate, office supplies. Unfortunately, our wages for our employees, our clerks, are not keeping up with the current inflation. So we are asking for 8% increase for the clerks only. Other than that, again, inflation is impacting everybody, including our clerks, which I'm trying to work very hard for. And they're very good clerks. They're busy every day at the courthouse, and that's why I'm here before you today. Now, we did prepare some literature for you to read on how we came to our proposal. Some magazine clippings and so after. So, you should have it there before you. Please consider our request proposal. And thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Judge. Okay. Precinct number 3. I think Karen had something. Okay. Right here. Okay, okay, she wants to add $1,800 to Mary Lou's salary. I guess that's our secretary, Cindy.
Yes.
So, okay, that's about all. That's about all she's requesting. Here goes Cindy. Okay, JP number 4. JP number 4, Ms. Johnson, she's not on. Okay. JP number 5.
Good morning. I'm here on behalf of Judge Weiss. She wasn't able to attend. She is requesting that the travel stay at 3,000 instead of the 2,000. Reason being that we're back in court in person. We just started back in May with truancy and bench trials. And also due to the Damon Allen Act with the jail magistrations, they do require, there is changes, so it requires her to be in person because it's stuff that's confidential. And that's all she's asking for. If you could just please consider her request. Thank you.
Thank you so much. JP 6. Keno, did Keno have any requests?
No,
He was here earlier.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't, but I did want to clarify on the inquest. We didn't put any travel on the inquest by accident, so we'd like to go ahead and reinstate what it should be, which is $150 or $100. So
Okay.
It's just minor. I like to add it.
Yes, Mr. Guerra. Welcome, Mr. Guerra.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I was told I was at 10:05.
It,
Yeah. You want to go back to Mr. Guerra?
yeah, we'll go back to the county attorney.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning, sir.
And as I said, I was told I was scheduled at 10:05. That's why I'm just now getting here. With respect to the budget, I'm not asking for any new dollars. I'm fine with what we've got. Of course, I know that you're considering a percentage raise and whatever that is, would be fine with that. I did want to inform the court that after consultation with the auditor's office, I have made some changes this year, and I would like to make them permanent next year. I have myself, my first assistant, Linda Resendez, and I have another slot for a second assistant county attorney. What I've done is taken that second spot, and this year we divided it into 2 positions. I used that money. I did not hire a second assistant, and used that money to hire a case manager, which is Mr. Valerio. And then I used the balance to hire a part-timer who just left us for another job for higher pay. And so that position right now through the rest of the year is vacant. What I would like to do going forward is keep that case manager position, pay it out of that second, everything's going to come out of that second assistant county attorney line item, pay the second case manager. I want to bring up and equalize all my clerical staff to the average of what the district attorney's clerical staff gets paid. For years, we've been, our clerical staff gets paid less than what the district attorneys and our numbers, are higher. And that's not a bad reflection on the DA. It's just, thank you. It's just a fact that we are able to process, we receive more misdemeanors and we process more misdemeanors. And one of the reasons is we're not required to present to a grand jury before going forward. They do. And of course, during the pandemic, that was an issue because a lot of times we couldn't get a quorum for the DA's office to present their cases. But consistently, and I've got the numbers here, we process around double the amount of cases that the DA's office does, but my clerical staff does not get paid the same amount. So I've already run those numbers with the auditor's office. It's all dollars that are already within my budget. I'm just reshuffling. And actually there will be, even after doing that, there will be a balance of 23,500, which I intend to use for part-time as needed. So that's it. I'm not asking for any new dollars, just I'm kind of reshuffling staff because right now I need staff more than I need attorneys. So I took that second assistant spot and have carved it up pretty much 3 ways to get everything else going. Okay, any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Guerrero.
Okay. County treasurer,
Mark, let me know that he is out today, but he has
no request? Okay, thank you, Mark. Okay, okey dokey, now we go to county judge. He's got several,
On these, Mr. Garcia, we're doing each individual departments in the,
yeah,
or?
they got a bunch of departments.
Oh, okay.
We have to do the,
Okay.
we have to do the county judge first, and then we go to. Linda, do you have anything on the county judge?
I just got a report from Estella that Richard Guerra has requested an increase on the salary for staff, review, and
Okay,
he did not say how much. So maybe
let-
somebody's low.
okay, so you're gonna be requesting for the departments. Let me go down the line, okay? Do you have any requests for veterans?
Yes, we do have David here. He's asking
Veterans,
for a request.
go, okay, yeah.
He's gonna do a little. Why do we need to, what he's asking.
I get my 2 minutes of fame here, right quick. Okay, good morning, thank you for having me. Real quick, I'll keep it short and sweet. I've been in this office for many years already here, and not one time have I ever asked for an increase in anything, any of my line items, anything. We've always made it work with what we got, because in the military, that's what you do. You know, you're used to just making it work with what you have. But I do have one request, and I'll be requesting to hire Rocky Godinez. He's as a part-time employee at 35 hours a week, and that's $9.75 an hour with no benefits needed, as he has Medicare and he has other things that are covering what he needs. You know, Rocky has been with our office since 5/17 of 2019, and we were able to acquire him through the AARP program that we were able to sign him up through. So he's been with us at no cost to the county. So everything that he's been doing and helping and assisting us, it's been at no cost to the county. You know, Rocky has done a lot just for the county ourselves in events that we have. He's always, you know, giving out his speakers, anything that we ever need. He's always been there. His music is one of his passions. We've been able to implement a lot of different programs. Veterans are different now. It's not like they used to be. You had the older veterans, now you have newer veterans, and they're not coming out and seeking the help. So we've started different programs on a homebound program, outreach programs, where we're able to go and reach these veterans. And we've literally been able to change many lives like that, you know, and having Rocky in the office gives me the opportunity to go find these guys, the ones that don't have a vehicle to come in, that don't have rides, that don't have this, you know, don't have electricity. There's a lot of them in our county, you know. Our office has grown. When I took over, we were a little under 100. We are at 656 veterans that go through our office, you know, so we've grown tremendously. You know, and with that being said, I'm requesting, you know, the help that we need to continue to do these things and to continue to target the newer veteran, because these guys will not come into the office. They're very prideful, and, you know, we have to go seek these guys. And we have a lot of homeless veterans here as well that nobody's aware of, you know, and having Rocky there will help me do these things, and in turn, save a veteran's life, because every day, 22 veterans take their life every day. That's to me a number that's not true, because that's just what the VA has in numbers wise. So if we can save one guy or one girl or anybody, just one, that makes everything worth it. You know, I have a passion for what I do, so I don't need anything for myself. I need nothing. Just this is one thing that I'm asking for to help us and help our local veterans.
It's 35,000, right?
No, sir. It's coming out to 16,380.
16?
Yes, sir. At 975 at 35 hours a week, and he needs no benefits. So,
Get that, Cindy?
right, and that's something that we're willing to work with, whatever, you know.
Okay.
As a part-timer? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was that, Cindy?
Yeah, the max he could work is 29 hours and it would be considered.
Right. Yeah, he can,
Even if he
he can
signs
he can actually work 35, Cindy, if he waives the rights to benefits.
That's correct. So we can't force
Right.
it, but I do have to put, if you accept a full-time position, I
Yeah.
do have to put the budget for a full-time position, because in the event he leaves, we have to offer the second position. And the next employee may not waive.
Okay, so what we'll budget, his request is for 16,000, and then we can go from there, work it out as far as the numbers of hours.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we can always work it out.
Okay. And Rocky has said that, he said, I'll come in and work those extra hours, whatever's needed at no pay. He's very passionate about what he does. Has a great rapport with the veterans. They all love coming in and talking to him, and he has his things that he deals with, and then I have my stuff that I deal with. So he's done really good with the veterans, and like I said, he said, I'm willing to do whatever needs to be done to have more hours here and work. So with that, I appreciate your time and my request, and if anything else is needed from me, please let me know.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Emergency management, is there any request there, Linda? No request? Okay, non-departmental, stays the same. County court, same. Okay, elections administrator,
Stella, if Richard is not available.
okay.
And he had told me he had a few
Okay.
items he would like to put in, so I
Yeah,
sent him.
well, if he comes in, but, let us know.
He's on vacation, very far away. But Stella said that he just sent an email and said he wants an increase in pay for his.
Yeah, but we're already trying to address that already.
So hopefully that'll take care of that.
Information technology, Robert?
Robert has to hold this. You should have them in front of you.
Good morning, Commissioner. My name is Robert, and I work for the IT department for almost 9 years. And there's only two requests I'm asking for right now. Is first is request for part-timer become a full-timer, because I have an assistant here, they've been employed with us for 2 years, and he has been helping me a lot with troubleshooting skill, and he helped me out with traveling to work, deal with issues like with computer issue, email issue, whatever. He's helping with other employees with that, and I feel like I need someone full-timer here, because when I'm out or I'm out of the field, I need someone to be present in the courthouse or doing other work in other places, and help with the cybersecurity, like, make sure we keep the computer up to date, and he goes out and make sure that we get that up to date with this antivirus protection, window update, and other thing on that. So that's one of the requests is a full timer, and the second request is I need to increase on the maintenance software and hardware, and I have listed out, break it down, and give to you. The reason for the request for increase, because of the increase of the prices on the service, like the web hosting, maintenance of the court Nova agenda, where we post the agenda the minute, and maintain for the telephone, and the email service for every employee. I want to make sure that every employee get an email, a work email. And I know a lot of people are hiring more staff, so I'll have to increase the number of subscription so I can provide the email they needed to communicate with others or get the announcements that we get. And then the other one is the three most important thing we need is antivirus protection. So we need to make sure that all the computer, all the laptop, and other devices to be up to date with antivirus protection. And that's why I have requested increase for the Android subscription to the endpoint protection. And the network box USA, and listed on there, is a firewall protection for the courthouse and other facility, all the commissioner's office, the adult probation, juvenile probation, they have firewall protection through Network Box USA, and we have a contract with them for their service. And the contract is set to expire this November. So I'm gonna have to present you a request for renewable later on the next commission court. Okay, that's one of the I request increase on that. And then the storage for the monitoring, like the firewall and all that stuff. Everything else is any other software support, we keep to maintain with. So those are the two requests I'm asking for. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
Do you have a figure for the salary for the?
I'm gonna work with you on that. Go on based on the previous that we had in the past. And I'm gonna get with you on that.
So I'll have figures for the.
Yeah, just bring the numbers and we'll look at them.
Yes, sir. Thank you. No.
Okay, courthouse and building. Any increase? City airport, that's the same, stays the same, I think. Emergency medical service stays the same. 911 stays the same. Everything's in there, right? Safety department. Same. Vector, the same. Human services, the same. Community center, the same. City county library stays the same. They haven't requested anything.
Why is that at city county?
Parks and recreation stays the same. The same. Dues and associations, that might change a little bit according to their dues. Fairgrounds stays the same, or there might, pretty much it's in the proposed budget, whatever it is. Economic development, stay the same. What do we contribute to that? 25? 25? Okay, juvenile probation.
Morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
It's Friday. Fine.
Commissioner, before we start, I've got a number for Richie. Richie is asking $3,000 increase for window only, everything else the same.
Who's that?
Richard Guerra.
Elections.
Okay, good. Just give it to Cindy so she can, there you go.
Okay, first of all, thank y'all very much for our budgets this year. I am requesting one thing. I know I had asked for this, I don't remember how far back it was, where both of my secretarial positions be moved from state monies to general fund monies. Y'all moved one, but not the other one. So at this time, I'm requesting to see if the other secretarial position could be moved over to our general fund. The main reason is our state monies pays all of our salaries right now, except for the one secretary that they moved several months ago. And we got cut this year with our state monies. So if I could possibly get this other secretarial position moved to the general fund, it would free up some of my state monies to where I could possibly give my crew some kind of increase. They haven't had raises in several years. We actually did away with one secretary many years ago. We did away with one officer many years ago to save money. The officers' caseloads have gone from like 20 to 23 kids up to 30 kids right now per person, and there's 5 of them. And that's my main thing, is if it'll free up some of that state monies, well, then I can work with my juvenile board to see if I can't get them some kind of increases, hopefully during the year. So that's the only request I have. I do know, I touched base with the auditor yesterday. Her particular salary is 33,858, and with fringes and everything, I was told it'd be right around $50,000 to move from state monies to general fund monies.
Got all that, Cindy?
And that's really the only request I had. I did want to mention one other thing. Y'all had budgeted us $4,000 for our juvenile drug court, which is awesome. But even more awesome to me, the district attorney's office donated $5,000 to us from their drug forfeiture fund in August. And I just wanted to make sure that that $5,000 is carried over to next year, because I know there's no way we're going to use it this year. And that's not general fund money, correct, Noe? It's actually drug forfeiture money. Right, right. It was put into our, in fact, Cindy, I brought that piece of paper you were asking for yesterday, where it was supposed to be put into that general fund line item, the 5,000. But my main thing is I just don't want to lose it in January thinking, well, you didn't spend it. No, where there's, unless I could buy me a good used car or something. No, but really and truly, because we haven't spent but about 400 or 500 of the 4,000 budgeted. But my thing is, we just started our drug court too about 4 or 5 months ago, so we haven't spent a lot of it yet. And we use that to buy books and journals for them to do, or if we do a little extra, have a little party day for them when they do really well, you know, we get them gift cards and stuff like that.
I'm sure that auditors will find a way to get it back to you or keep it.
Yeah, and I believe it's more of an, but I just kind of wanted to bring it up to you
Just,
folks.
I'm pretty sure that you will not lose it.
Yeah, and that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Community Supervision Department.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning. Thank you.
There you go, thank you.
Good morning once again. I have no changes as far as the proposed budget for 2023 that y'all have in front of you. However, the unfunded mandate program, the pretrial bond program that we started up and that Commissioners Court had approved was not included in the proposed budget for 2023. So basically, I'm asking that you review the information that I presented to y'all. Basically, the only changes that I have is that at the time that we started the program, Commissioners Court had approved 2 bond officers. What I did, the change that I made was I requested a pretrial bond clerical position to be approved. Okay, I do have some operational expenses down at, on that first page as far as office supplies of 5,000, urinalysis supplies of 5,000, and equipment replacement positions. I'm willing to absorb that, those costs if y'all can, Commissioners Court can help me out with that clerical position. Okay. Yes. Yes, that's correct. But however, last year was prorated because we started later in the year. This year, the amount is higher because, of course, we're going to be functioning the whole year. If you turn to page 2, you look at the numbers that we've processed. Beginning in April, we've gone back and with the program, and we've gone back and actually entered all the data into the Automon system that was provided to us. So in April, we have processed 118 individuals. In May, we processed 109. In June, there was 133 processed. In July, there was 117 processed. And in August, there was 111 processed. And that's from April the 1st to August 31st. Out of those numbers, 30 of those placements, or 30 of those individuals were placed on bond supervision in April. In May, 13 were placed on bond supervision. June, there was 21 placed on bond supervision. And July, there was 9. And August, there were 6 placed on bond supervision. And then the last column that I have is the total number of bond cases supervised. So that's a running total. So in April, my bond officers were supervising 396 persons on bond supervision. In May, 346. In June, 352. In July, 379. And in August, 402. And these numbers are just reflecting on people that are reporting to the pretrial bond office. That does not include people that are placed on probation. That number is going to double for the people that are on probation. So with those numbers, I mean, we see a lot. We're processing a lot, and like I said, you know, with hiring a clerical staff for the bond office would really help. Right now, I only have one receptionist. When that individual is out, then I have to get other people to answer the phones. And I mean, if you're looking at about 100 people on direct supervision, 800 people on direct supervision being supervised, there's a lot of calls coming in. That's not including the cases that are on probation that are reporting somewhere else, but still, you know, report to us on an indirect status. So, I mean, that's my proposal right now. I really appreciate the time that you've given me to present this information. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer.
Thank you, Albert. Did you get one of these, Cindy?
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
County Agent.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm on page 43 of the proposed. Well, first of all, also like everybody else, thank you all for your continued support of our programs, both with adults and youth of the county. It's a great thing to, I tell everybody, I get paid to have fun. Recently, you know, we sent off two of our seniors off to College Station to work, and proud to say that one of them had a $20,000 scholarship. Another one had a full ride with the Terry Foundation scholarship fund that they have. So we continue to help our kids succeed. I also received notice that we've got 2 of our former 4-H members that are within the next year will be graduating with their doctors of veterinary science or becoming veterinarians. And those are some of our former 4-H members. So, you know, good things are happening. So I want to first update you with our status of our department. Our district supervisor did open up our 4-H position, and hopefully by the end of the year, we will be filling that position with somebody that will assume those responsibilities. It's been crazy having to deal with the work that Barbie did for about five different people. Her loss has left a big void in our department and in our community as a whole. So hopefully we'll have somebody, and I don't have a date, but hopefully by the end of the year, we'll be presenting somebody that will fill that position. Other good news is that the state has approved also hiring a health agent, like when we had Elaine and Bailey, and that's a fully funded position by the state. So hopefully we will have somebody else, and that position is currently open under our system as well. So we'll be filling those two positions hopefully by the end of the year. Now going back to our budget, if you look at the very bottom, our capital lease payment for vehicles, we'll be needing to replace the Suburban that our 4-H position uses. And with the help of Cindy from the auditor's office, we've secured some bids from board and also the need to lease out or pay out the balance of it. We're going to need about $17,000-$18,000. That was not covered by the insurance, by TAC, to purchase a new vehicle. Currently, last payment that we were using in the estimated amount of 2022 was $6,630. I just received an estimate from Capital Lease last night. We'll need about $6,900 or $7,000 in that line item so that we can pay off the balance of a new Suburban. And we'll formally come to court to get that full approval. So I'm asking that last line item, capital lease payment, be set at $7,000. Yes, sir. If you'll look up towards the middle on insurance premiums, a couple of years ago, we started saving some money because we transferred, instead of having insurance for that vehicle through Carlisle Insurance, we were able to place that vehicle with TAC, which was a significant amount of savings, saved about $2,500. We had budgeted $3,100 this year. The proposed budget has $700 only. Quite honestly, I don't want to give up those $2,400 there. I would like to distribute, if possible, as other departments have, and increase office supplies by $500. Expenses of the extension vehicle, and Sydney, I'll type these up for you also. From $3,500, add $500 there. And then on both expense reimbursements for our positions, add $500, from $6,500 to $7,000 on those two. And basically that's a wash from those $2,400 that we originally had in there. And my last and final discussion item is also the travel. I like the presentation that the Constables presented earlier, and I'll go back in previous administration. I'm talking all the way back to when Judge Science was here as our county judge. Travel was also considered as salary is. You know, when you give a certain percentage increase on travel, on salaries, and travel was needed to be considered, everybody would be considered at the same time. Commissioners, constables. I'm the only non-elected official that has a travel allotment, and since 2019, I think I just took it for granted that we would be kept up to par, and it really wasn't an issue up until this year with the increase in gas prices. The only thing I ask you is that you please consider me in any considerations and keep me up to par with either the constables or commissioners when you do give any increases in travel allotments. I'm not going to throw a figure, you guys figure.
So we'll consider the travel allows like the constables. Okay, that way we can have a number.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, Rogelio. Thank you, Sir. County Commissioners.
Karen Canales on if you want to go ahead and get her before you get to.
Yeah, go ahead, Judge.
Good morning. Did you ask me? Did I hear my name? Judge Canale?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, hi, good morning, Commissioners and Judge.
Morning.
I had emailed the judge and Commissioner Chapa
Do y'all need me to email that to you, or did Linda provide you copies with my proposal?
We have copies.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
we turned it into to the auditors.
Okay, super. So, good morning and thank you for hearing me. So actually, if you'll look at my budget proposal, the only thing I haven't asked for an increase, y'all had increased it for $402, but I guess that was mainly because it seems like that really was due to the group insurance. And so what I did is I've been asking for a raise for Mary Lou, my clerk, for the last 3 years. And I would like to give it to her, or ask you to give it to her. And so the way that I did it was, it's an $1,800 increase, but I took the $300 from travel and $1,500 from collection fees. And I went and I looked at my actual budget. Now my collection fees they haven't been collecting very much for me at all. And so $1,500 seems pretty reasonable. And the travel, I went ahead and took it down to $1,000 instead of $1,300. And so that means that I'm actually not requesting any additional money. I'm just asking that $1,800 be pulled from travel and collection fees and put to her salary, which comes to $34,164 instead of the $32,364, which is what she's been making. And I think it's fair assumption, especially due to the cost of living raise. I mean, to the cost of living, not the raise, the cost of living has gone up considerably. Do y'all have any questions, or do you understand the budget is the same Excel spreadsheet that I do. But I'm happy that I've been doing, but I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any for
Any
me.
questions, commissioners?
No question.
No, thank you very much, Judge. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. And is there anything else that I can add to that to help my cause for Mary Lou?
Thank you.
Okay, guess not. Thank you all. Have a great weekend. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, I think commissioners now. Precinct 1.
Well, I had already met with Cindy, so it's already in the proposed, right, Cindy?
There was no change, bottom line, we just moved a couple of the offsets.
Okay. Yeah, you already, made a,
There.
okay. Precinct 2, okay. If we're gonna adjust travel, let's go ahead and adjust it on mine also. Mine, it won't count, it's not gonna cost the county anything, but we'll get it from another line item. So, Monday?
What amount are you requesting?
Whatever the constables, or whatever requests that we accept for the others would be included, commissioners would be included also. Or as far as mine, are you in agreement with that? Okay.
So I had said that it was 4,700 and something, right? So maybe 4,500 across the board.
Anyway, whatever it may be,
Are y'all okay with 4,500?
which is not here, but.
That would be 19,500.
Yeah, we can adjust it on our next workshop. We go either down or up or whatever. I'm sure that a lot of things are gonna change, and so we're gonna be requesting today, and then we might not get it all, so we're requesting the adjustment on our travel, if everybody, so we can be consistent with everybody else. That's all we're doing. And if we get it, good. If we don't, it's okay also, so. Commissioner Precinct 3.
Ours was, we just moved around a couple of things as far as like gas and stuff like that, but we haven't added or anything.
Yeah. So you want to, okay, we're adjusting the travel and you can get with Cindy and, you want to change, add more to your travel, to your fuel and stuff?
Okay.
You're gonna do it across the board, right?
The travel I will,
Yes.
and like she did a minor changes, but it was a zero.
Yeah.
Change
Yeah.
in the water line, so.
Yeah.
Unless she has something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah. Good.
You can go down the line if you want to change something on the budget.
Okay. Oh,
She's already
we already
You already did?
It's on there.
Okay, good, good. Precinct 4?
I have the same thing. My changes were all done within my budget. Bottom line is still the same.
Okay, guys, that concludes our,
One more before we forget. I'd like to propose to create a grants coordinator department. And I'd like to see if we can schedule it anywhere between $55,000 to $60,000 salary within the Jim West County.
If y'all okay that position, I just recommend that it falls in the commissioner's court.
Yes,
And just be supervised by the
commissioners.
But the commissioner's court, hires and fires. and
Yes,
follow you all.
exactly. Thank you, Noe. So I'd like to make that proposal.
you get that? Okay, I guess that concludes our meeting, guys. Is there a motion to adjourn?
We do bad. The motion to adjourn.
There's a motion and a second. The second, I'll second it. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.